So one thing that has been missing from the enthusiast market is an STI. We had the STI go away a few years ago with the new generation of WRX, but there's a concept at the Japan Mobility Show, Japan Auto Show, whatever. It's this one right here, and it looks as Lucas Bell at, what is this, This isn't Car and Drive. At Road and Track said, it looks production ready. Now, from here, it looks fairly tame, and there's things I like about it, things I don't. So here's the front 3/4 view. It looks fairly tame, fairly plain. You can see a little bit of the wing poking out here. You can see maybe some bigger fenders, but kind of a boring, plain rear front end, in my opinion. Here's the rear 3/4 where things take a sharp turn. These big, boxy, open fender flares I really like. I like kind of what's going on in the bumper area, but this overall is too busy. And you can see this fender flare up here is also open here. Hopefully those are functional and give some brake cooling. But my biggest issue here is this wing is way too big. So here's a better look at the wing. This one's just zoomed in a little more, and you can see how massive this wing is. Here's kind of a top-down view. It is huge. I just think it's too big for the car. And this side view here shows you it's kind of hard. It starts to blend in a little bit with the background, but just how big this wing is. I think if you shrink this wing down and just attach it to the top of the hatch, I think it looks way better. And then I think a little too much is going on with this front end. This part here is kind of boring looking. And then you look up above me here and these vents. And I like the big center hood scoop here because it's kind of like an homage to old STIs. And with it being a boxer, you feed the air right into the intercooler there. But when you look at this angle again, this front is just kind of so boring and doesn't really match the rest of the car. And this whole area, the big open fender flares I like I said, but the bumper and the giant wing are just very boy racer and doesn't really match the front of the car. But my biggest issue here is still the massive wing. Now, I'm happy that the next STI is potentially a hot hatchback. An STI hatchback is something that's been missing. And I like that we don't have the plastic cladding as much around the fenders and stuff. There's still a little in the back and along the sides. But I like that they're losing the plastic cladding of the current WRX. So I like that it's a hatchback. I wish the wing was a little bit smaller. Maybe the rear bumper was a little bit less busy. And I don't know, the front end, the front bumper area needs a little more to it. Or the hood vents, I think, need to be gone, and you just leave the scoop. But let me know what you think of the new potential STI in the comments down below. Have a good day. Bye.